So welcome to the Energy Healing Lifestyle Journal Self-Care Challenge. My name is Robin Nutt, and I'm your host of the channel and the founder of the energyhealingschool.com. As always, I'm going to walk you through my journaling process and share some real-life examples along the way. So grab your journals, grab a mind, come journal with me. Today's journal prompt: how do you receive love through betrayal? So again, how I journal is I just like to get focused, having my energy open, really, to listen to myself. So I write out self-care challenge. Remember, for us, it's an acronym. And today is the letter R for receiving. And in my healing system of Best You, which is also an acronym, the letter U is for unconditional love. So we talk about the source of unconditional love, and this is all governed by our crown chakra, right? Where we receive the source of unconditional love through our crown chakra. And then I write that out as well: receiving unconditional love, crown chakra energy. Then write down the journal prompt, because we're asking ourselves this question, and then we sit quietly and wait for us to respond. What comes into our minds after we ask ourselves this question? Doesn't matter where the mind goes, let it. Don't let it, don't hop on a hamster wheel per se, but let it clear out the fog so it can get to what we need to see, what we need to be aware of. So again, the journal prompt: how do you receive love through betrayal? I had to listen pretty intently for this one, to be fair. Because certainly not from a person who betrayed me, right? If we are looking at it from that perspective, and again, there's a spectrum, it depends on our situation and what we are looking at. However, if we are looking at someone who actually betrays us, so there's a key word as well, actually betrays us, and I'll get to that a little bit deeper in a moment, then we're probably setting a boundary. We're probably not necessarily receiving love through them. Not that we're receiving hate or anything nefarious, but probably not going to feel like a whole lot of love with that betrayal. So then what came next then was that we need to reflect back through the chakras. So it's a good time to reflect back to what we normally cover on Mondays with the root chakra, right? So go all the way back through, looking at ourself, our beliefs. So again, is it betrayal? Is it betrayal? Or is it a change or a difference in the paths that we're taking? Meaning, if we're talking about someone else, right? So is my human ego just attached to a particular idea? You know, sometimes in our relationships, regardless of the relationship, we have different ideas, we communicate, we talk about having a path. Sometimes we say we're going to do certain things together, and then it doesn't work out that way. How it doesn't work out, like how we as humans handle certain situations, of course, also play a role in that, right? So again, just whatever comes into mind. Maybe you have a certain situation of your life that's fresh for you, or that's been kind of hidden and waiting for the opportunity to come out, and you have someone or a situation specifically in mind that this triggers for you. Let it come out and write about it, right? This is personalized for you. This is your journal. Write it out. Once you get through the process of writing out whatever came into mind, then you can go on to this next step and look at the beliefs, how you believed it to be. And again, is it betrayal? Is it the how the betrayal occurred, right? What did the people do? Because sometimes people are nasty, right? Sometimes we're nasty. If we're being honest and open with ourselves, sometimes our own ego and humanness jump out. It's not always so pretty, right? And then, of course, did I betray my own soul, my own spirit, my own highest purpose? Was I denying what I call my own purpose or my own opportunities to try to stay attached to something that really doesn't serve me or anybody else anymore? Then looking into the emotions, right? So the self and the beliefs governed by the root chakra that we normally talk about on Mondays. And then moving up to the next chakra, which is the sacral chakra, where we talk about emotions. And this is where things are amplified. You've heard the saying that emotions are energy in motion because it gets amplified, right? So what comes along with feeling betrayed? What else do I feel? And for me, that might look like resentment. And we can look at blame, shame, or guilt, or again, even grief. If we feel like we had a type of commitment or journey, path, attachment, and when that ends, we can feel grief, right? Excuse me, including ourselves. So when I reflect back, even I'm doing what I'm doing now, in those moments where I felt like, oh, this is what I need to do, but then I pulled away and went in another direction. There's like there's a feeling of a loss there. There's a sense of grief there until we pull it back around, right? It makes a full circle, so to speak. We find our way back, ideally, hopefully. Then moving up to the solar plexus chakra, meeting ourselves with love and compassion, right? So the letter L in self-care for love, and in my healing system of best you at self-image, which is governed by the solar plexus chakra. So meeting ourselves with love and compassion, because sometimes because we want to be accountable, we want to know what our role is in it, in a situation, whether we're talking about what could have happened with another person or when we let our humanness get in our own way of our divine path, right? Meeting ourselves with love and compassion so we don't start blame, shame, and guilt, beating ourselves up for the situation or our role in it. And then looking at, am I playing a victim? Am I a neutral person in a situation? Can I become the observer, right? As we move up the chakras, becoming the observer, being aware. What was my role in a situation? But as you're asking and you're listening and it's becoming more into your awareness, hold that space with love and compassion to allow it to come in, to see, to observe. Then to the heart chakra, which in self-care, forgiveness, the letter F, in self-care, forgiveness, and in my healing system of best you is transformation. So we want to be accountable, right? We hold ourselves accountable, looking at my own role in the situation, what my choices are, but then what my next choice is going to be. So I'm forgiving myself if I made certain choices that weren't great in a situation, because I know that I have beaten myself up before for just choosing things again. Like, why would you let yourself get in that particular situation? Why would you allow yourself to believe blah, blah, blah? Why would you blah, blah, blah? Right? That mind chatter, which we'll move into next with the throat chakra. So again, we met ourselves with love and compassion as we look at ourselves and our role in it and what image that we had in a situation, and then allowing that forgiveness to occur, which is transformational, right? Clearing out that energy with that forgiveness. Massive. And then moving up to the throat chakra, communication and speaking your truth, because self-talk matters. So what you say to others, you're going to say to yourself first, or it could be a projection or reflection of that. So be mindful and aware of what you're saying to yourself. Really listen. Like we talk about doing a journaling process, right? We ask the question, then we listen. So being open and listening to yourself. What am I saying about the situation? What is my mind chatter? Try to observe that again as we move upward and talk about being the observer of the situation. Really listening to yourself. Listen to the mind chatter without getting sucked into it. Listen to it just to see what it's saying. Really get quiet in those moments, because again, for me, blame, shame, and guilt could pop in, right? And when you feel betrayed, you can get angry and resentful. And again, the mind chatter starts, whether it's against yourself or the person who betrayed you, if it's actually betrayal, but it feels like it. So again, that's enough to trigger the mind. So slowing down and getting quiet, listening, observing now. So again, third eye chakra moving up, getting into that observer mode, which is a step in my healing system of best you. So the Y-O-U, O for observer. And our self-care, the A in care is acceptance. So again, we're observing to see it for what it is. So you're trying to remove your opinion. You're stepping away from those emotions a little bit right? You still might feel some things, but instead of getting wrapped up into the emotions, we're just observing them. So we're accepting what is, we're listening, being open and allowing that forgiveness to occur because we met ourselves with love and compassion, right? So in a sense, we're going back down again to review through those chakras. So acceptance, third eye, listening is part of the throat chakra, right? Part of our communication is listening. Heart chakra, that forgiveness. Solar plexus, love and compassion. Check back in with your emotions in the sacral chakra. Does it feel differently when you're able to observe? Does it feel differently when you can just step back and then accept what is? Remember, accepting it for what it is doesn't mean you have to keep it. Just because I see it as I see this pen as purple, I can choose to continue to use it or not, right? But accepting that it's purple and not blue is just one step. Accepting what is just one step. And then back down to the beliefs in ourself. Now, how do I see myself in the situation? What is my belief about the situation? Can I look at it a little bit differently? Can I believe it to be a little bit differently? Is it still betrayal? Doesn't matter to me anymore, right? What significance does it have for me? I can review and check in with that a little bit more. And now that I've moved through the energy, through all 7 energies, and through the process of self-care, and because I like to incorporate the healing of best you, right? Can I now receive love? Again, it may not be directly from a person who betrayed us, but can we receive the source of unconditional love? We're at the crown chakra. Is it open? Is it clear? Can we receive love from God, source, creator? Again, whatever name that you use. Can we have that love for ourselves? Can we receive it? I think once we get through all those steps, that would then be a yes for sure. What do you think? Let me know. Let me know in the comments how this journaling process is going for you, how this particular journal prompt was for you, what came up for you, whatever you're comfortable sharing, of course. If in this process you notice that boundaries are something you might want to work on a little bit more in protecting your energy, don't forget to check the description where I have a link in there for you. If you go to theenergyhealingschool.com, you can check anything that's available, of course, but the Empathic Healers Masterclass, a step-by-step guide to set boundaries and protect your energy, is there for you. That is free, my gift to you. Also coming up, still the goal is to launch January 22nd, the BU 5-day challenge, clearing out these blocks of codependency, these patterns of codependency, right? If you want to sign up while it's still in pre-launch mode before the 22nd, you can get it at half off, by the way. Don't forget that as well. The details are also in the description. Let me review a couple things for Crown Chakra as well, a little bit more than what we just went through. So the energy of your Crown Chakra, if it's a little bit wonky, in addition to some of those perspectives that we had or blocking ourselves from receiving love, you might experience migraines, tension headaches, anything dealing with the nervous system. So even memory could be affected. I would not ever trust your memory. I mean, we do, but do you ever realize sometimes you're like, I think that's not exactly how it went? Or you hear someone else's recollection, you're like, they're different. So who's right, who's wrong, right? You may experience a narrow focus, like you're just not able to be open. That humanness steps in and takes over, right? You may also have some feelings of unworthiness or disconnected from yourself or from the source of unconditional love. If you've not yet taken the 7-day chakra healing challenge, I would recommend that, of course, as well, which is also free, and you can find that at theenergyhealingschool.com. There's more information in that on how you can support the energy in all 7 of your chakras. So thank you for sharing your time and space with me. I think we covered everything today. Be sure to meet me back here tomorrow. I'm still checking in with myself. Did I? Meet me back here tomorrow. We will cover the root chakra again with ourselves and our beliefs, and we'll delve into another journal prompt. So I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, whatever time in the world it is for you. So much love to you as always.